Want to learn how to use SUMIFS and COUNTIFS in Excel? In this video, I will guide you through step by step on how to use these powerful functions to sum and count with multiple criteria. If this video interests you, stay with me until the end. Here we have a table that contains the date, the sales, the company, the seller, and the month. And here in the other tab, we have a table that has the month and the seller. And we want to know how much each seller sold in each month. How can we do that? In another video, I showed to you how we can use the SUMIF and COUNTIF functions. They are a combination of the count and sum with the if. But the both functions only work with one condition. So you have a better option, that is SUMIFS and COUNTIFs, that are the same thing as the other two functions, but they allow us to use two or more arguments. So let's show how can we done this. Here we have the Pedro and January. What we want to do? Let's see how much he sold in January. So we just have to use a SUMIFS. It asks for a criteria range and the criteria 1 and criteria 2 and so on. So what is our sum range? It's the sales column. Let's just freeze the interval, the range. Now we need a criteria range. What is our first criteria? The seller. Here. And what is the criteria? The name of the seller. In this case, Pedro. Here. And now another criteria. Now we go to put the second criteria, that is the month. So what is our criteria range? It's the month. What's our criteria 2? January. And let's just freeze here. Here we're gonna drag it to here and to here. We can leave as it is. So Pedro doesn't sell anything in January. Let's just drag to the others. Let's just see. 4 January. Oh, what's the problem here? I'm using the month and I'm comparing to the month in number, and we are using the January here in string. Sorry about that. Let's just change here. Now we got it. Just drag here and let me put this in monetary here, and there it is. Now what can we do? Just drag it to the others. If I drag it down, it will change B1 here, so I want to keep the cell. So here, now I think it's gonna work. Here it is, and if we drag it to the side, it's gonna work too. Just drag here, and there we go. Now we have how much each seller sold in each month. Let's just revisit the function. SUMIFS call. The first argument is the sum range. There is our sales column. Then he asks for a criteria range. There is our seller column. Then he asks for a criteria. There is the name of the seller. Then we go to the second argument. There is the month. So we use the month column. Then we need to put the argument. That is the month 1. So here it is. SUMIF of the value of sales for each seller in each month. Now let's create another table with the same info. Let me just copy here and copy here. And now let's do the same thing but with COUNTIF. So let's put a COUNTIFs. What is our criteria range? Now, as we gonna count, we don't need to use a specific column to count. It will count the intersection of the conditions. So criteria range 1 is the name of the seller. What is our criteria 1? The name. Here it is. What is our criteria 2? Is the month column. And what is our criteria 2? The month. Oops, need to be here. Now, again, let's just put the right place. There it is. Gonna put it here and drag it here. And voila, we have the count of sales for each seller. Here the total sales and here the sales quantity. And now just to finish, let's just sum each column so we can know how much is the total sales of each month. The same here. But now let's just change here to number. And here it is. This is SUMIFS and COUNTIFS. Now that you know how to use these two functions, you can retire SUMIF and COUNTIF. Even for just one condition, I prefer to use these two because I only have to memorize 2 functions instead of 4. It makes no difference to use SUMIFS and COUNTIFs with one condition or more. It will work just fine. So, what do you think of our video today? Let me know all in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I see you on our next video.